everyone. Thank you for joining us again today for meditation. I hope you're doing well. Today is December 13th, and of course, we're going deeper into December, so the weather is getting colder. I am preparing for my trip to Seattle tomorrow, so I will attempt to continue our meditation to Seattle, but I have to. For a few days tomorrow, there will be no meditation, so please continue on your own. And I will try for the rest of the days. The weekend coming up, Saturday and Sunday, we do have a workshop, which will give an introduction to Buddhism, and also I will go over the basics of meditation. So if you have an opportunity, please join us. You can get the registration under event tab at gashodo.com. Please join us either in person or online. Even if you can't make it, if you sign up, we'll go ahead and record everything, so we'll be able to send you all of that information. So it's a really great opportunity to ask any questions, and then also to just go over some basics of the tradition of Buddhism, and look forward to seeing everyone there. So with that, let us go ahead and check in with ourselves today. Maybe our bodies are a little bit tense. I also feel sometimes about traveling. We all have different challenges or anxieties, etc. So we need to, in the idea of mindfulness, and this is one thing that if you practice mindfulness, you'll realize that not pushing things away, the more we push our emotions away, the stronger they become. And that actually, we as practitioners, this is what allows us in our mind to attain samadhi, is this internal awareness, and that by regulating the inner aspect of ourselves, we are able to understand and have some influence and awareness of the external part of ourselves. Whereas we know most people like us, we are constantly inundated with information, and sometimes we have the capacity to understand that information, and sometimes we don't. So therefore, we may have certain effects due to that. And this is a matter of a quality of life matter, I believe, is what Buddhism teaches us. That the experience of being, of having these emotions, these regular emotions, these regular reactions, but being unable to process them in a proper manner causes us to be unable to fully participate in life, fully live authentically in life. Okay, so that's many of the important aspects that Buddhism allows us. So it's interesting because a lot of times people practice different religious practices based on the idea of certainty, that they would like a certain certainty of some promise or event. But Buddhism, and that's why a lot of times even Buddhism can be supportive of anyone, and meditation can be supportive of anyone in allowing us to see and live our lives fully and authentically. And as I have been sharing with everyone in the Dr. Zhong's teaching of psychology, that actually we have a subconscious, and then we have a collective subconscious besides our regular consciousness. And a lot of times we don't deal with those particular aspects, especially our hidden consciousness, because we can't see it. We can only sense it when certain things arise in our minds, such as anger, sadness, etc. And so, therefore, there are many systems, um, such as CBT, cognitive behavioral practices that could be used to be able to change. We can't always change the activating event or the consequence, with the consequence being our emotional reaction, but we can be able to change our belief system. And when we change that through practice and study, we can be able to make well-rounded decisions rather than simply being taken away by the consequence of being enveloped into it. The consequence being like anger, sadness, fear, etc. And again, we don't push those things away. We simply see that those things are awakening or pointing to us that there's some kind of imbalance or some kind of contradiction within ourselves that we don't have, but we're not satisfied, which is fine. So that's why we shouldn't automatically just throw those things out of our life. We should use them as tools of awareness. Okay. So with that, let's check into our body, our surroundings today. How do you feel? Luckily, we feel kind of warm. Our head, our mind, are we clear, or is it just in that state of waking up where it may be a little bit cloudy, not concentrated? How about our body? Do we have any tension from sleeping? Again, let's just take a minute and stretch to our left turn. And again, I'm using my hand to kind of push a little deeper into the turn. And to our elbows, backwards, arms, back, forward. Do our head. Again, be careful just using it gently, whiplash. And then to an angle. Other side. And then we're going to go in circle left. Just moving with our body, letting it naturally move. And we're going to go the opposite way to the right. If you have any tension in your shoulders, I like to tighten, relax one more time. And keeping our shoulders back, sitting up straight. Make sure you have your 3 points of balance, your knees and your backside. Putting your hands together in Hokai join. Let us do 3 purifying breaths, breathing through our nose, holding and exhaling through our mouth. Let us begin. Breathe in. Hold. Exhale. Again, imagining all of the negativity from the corners of your body. Breathe in again. Hold. Exhale. Breathe in. Hold. And exhale. Now, let us keep our body upright, shoulders back, ears over the shoulders, and tuck in our chin. Close our mouth gently, tongue above the roof of the mouth, behind the teeth. Gently close your eyes, your hands together in Hokai join. The sound of the bell will let us go into concentration. Now let us release our attention, bringing our awareness back to our bodies. Let's again scan our body. We'll be aware of our mind. As it becomes more quiescent and quiet and directed. As our breathing becomes more balanced and full. How is our body? Does it feel more relaxed or light? My hands are warm and feet. Can I feel this connection with the breathing? Let us sit in the state for a moment so that we can be able to differentiate it from our first state when we sat down. This allows us to see in real time, experientially, the effects of our practice. To know that it is good for us and that we are making small but important steps towards awakening of samadhi through dhyana concentration. Let's see this. Let's start to move our fingers. Close our body gently, rubbing our hands together. Come over our eyes. Right posture. This is actually very essential in our practice and study. Any comfortable position will work for meditation as long as it is not so comfy that you fall asleep. There are 4 traditional meditation postures: sitting, standing, walking, lying down. They all work, and none is more correct than the others. Here we'll focus on some points that will help you finding a good sitting position. This is the reason why you should do yogic practice as well, in order to strengthen certain part of the body that is usually weak, according to our lifestyle and culture. And again, this will assist you in the wellness overall of your life, because again, flexibility is one of the main aspects of a good life. That as we become older, we tend to lose our flexibility. And also those other parts of our body that perhaps we haven't used or strengthened become weaker. And then therefore we have certain bodily issues. But we can correct and strengthen these through a very gentle way, such as yoga. We can meditate in a chair, on a meditation bench, or on the floor, full lotus with our legs crossed, with your feet on top of the knees. Provides a very stable position and helps you keep alert. But it's not necessary for success. So again, people will try to force themselves into a full lotus or even with a half lotus. That is not necessarily the point. The reason why those are used as asana or positions that they are stable and they have meaning within them. But the most essential part is that 3 points, you're making 3 points of contact with your body, and that your body is upright and relaxed. So therefore, all of the gravity is equally distributed. So as you may know, our body, when it is in the correct posture, allows gravity to equally flow through our body, that we don't become a pile of mush, right? Our bone structure allows us to do that. But if one part of our body is out of position, such as I have scoliosis, being born with that, if I don't rebalance that and strengthen certain aspects, you'll feel some discomfort. So if you feel discomfort while you're sitting, this may be an issue with posture. Okay. So again, our time is up. So next time we will go more into depth in sitting. But again, keep this as a rule of thumb that 3 points are touching. Okay. You're sitting in your chair, your feet are touching, and your backside. Also, you need to be in a position that usually moving to the front of the chair so that your back can be straighter. Okay. Now leaning against the back like this as sitting. It's easy to fall asleep. And again, we have to calm and quiet the body. The other is sitting on the floor, which is very good. And why is that? You may have some stiffness, but they've actually found that one of the reasons for longevity in the East is that, and they can measure it now with the change of people sitting in chairs. See even happening in temples instead of sitting on the ground. People are not using certain flexors or muscles in their body on a regular basis, so therefore they're becoming weaker. And with that, their backs and many parts of their body are having atrophy or having issues of them being weak. So therefore, sitting and standing up, it may not be so pleasant, but again, you're still using that. So unless you have some uh, very big physical issue that doesn't allow you to do that, I would recommend to do that. But if you don't, that's fine as well. You can sit in a chair. And again, when we're sitting up straight, we're strengthening ourselves. Okay? So thank you very much for joining us today. I hope you will be able to join us for our um, seminar this weekend. We're really looking forward to that. And if I'm able to, I will continue the podcast and that while I am in Seattle. So hope to see you there or see you online. Please have a wonderful morning and an enlightened day.